Hey.
All right, perfect. Yo, what up, everybody? It's your boy Darnell, and I want to welcome you to another comedy hour brought to you by the Arizona Informant newspaper, AZI TV, AZI podcast. Today we got some incredible comedians because here at the comedy hour, man, we want to introduce you to the Valley's own comedians that are killing the game, man, that y'all don't know about yet, but y'all need to get to know. Now you know, so you have no excuses. Who do we have on deck today? We'll start with you in the red dress.
It's raining, y'all. It's me, comedian Rign. Y'all come and get rained on. I'm blessed to share the stage with.
And who we got next?
The one and only, T-Talk real, the lady fella, you know what I'm talking about. Don't be alarmed. I squat too, so that part. Hey, I'm coming to you.
I love it, man. So let's talk about comedy in the Valley. How long y'all been doing comedy for?
Well, I've been doing this for 5 years now. Started back at home in Kentucky.
Okay.
My best friend, she the one that got me on stage, told me to go find a mic. So it brought me, this far. So definitely glad that I started doing this because I feel like it's just another way of healing, you know what I'm saying? So, let's laugh more with it, you know what I mean? Like, for real.
Show your shirt.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Shirt.
That's me, the lady fella.
That's the lady fella.
She
but
the
it's
titties
the back.
too. The back?
Yeah.
I'll get up for that one.
Don't be looking at me.
Yeah, I'm talking about.
Okay, laughter is healing. Amen. That's right. That's what caught my attention. Then I was like, is that you? You did that?
Yeah, that's me. So that's why I represent.
And how long you been out here for?
6 years. So, yeah. So, been doing comedy
so you started here in AZ?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, because when I first was at home, I was just doing open mics. But then when I came out here, I really started taking it serious, really started connecting and working on my craft and stuff.
I love it. And what about you, Miss Rign on people?
Rign. I have been doing this for almost 10 years. Like January or February or so will be 10 years for me.
Okay.
And I'm born and raised a native. Gang, gang, gang. And, so this is where I've been doing it most. But I have traveled because of it. So it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
So you've been doing it for 10 years plus. You've been doing it for 6 years. Tell me about the comedy scene out here in the Valley. What's the highs? What's the lows? You've been, you're fresh meat in this.
Right, definitely. Yeah, and
so tell me about the comedy scene from your perspective.
So you Angie Martinez on this ladies' night.
Yeah, okay. From of course, I've seen the cliquish, you know what I'm saying, in the city. Definitely, you gotta grind to, get your shine on. But I take my own opportunities in my own hand for me because I believe in myself. So I'm not just going to wait for anybody just to hand me, an opportunity. So before COVID and everything, I was doing my own shows. I had a show on Tuesday and I had a show on Friday, which is a 420 show. So before anybody was starting doing the 420 shows, I already did it before, you know what I'm saying, once they had legalized everything here. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I started meeting a lot of different comedians, being able to network with my own shows and stuff.
Okay.
Marketing, building my own brand. Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of 420 shows,
yeah,
we was doing 420 shows before it was legal. They still call it for Brandon invited me.
Yeah, BL's man. SPs. I used to do his podcast. That was my dude.
So can I tell you this?
Okay.
Before we even jump into this.
All right.
So the idea of the whole thing that we're doing now is actually me and Brandon's idea.
On his couch.
Yeah. So this is crazy thing. I was sitting back and I'm like, man, I was watching. What was I watching, man? I was watching some comedy back then and how they used to do stuff, and that you'd have Tuesday night comedies and all that, right, and it would just be packed. And I was like, man, I want to do like a comedy hour. And I reached out to B House. Okay. And I was like, B House, man, and I started talking to him, and he was like, oh man, I'm definitely down to this and another. We've been talking on the phone back and forth. He came up here. We shot promo stuff. I promise you, I still have promo video of me and Brandon shooting stuff.
Okay.
And
he did one of my videos for me. Yeah. And stuff for me.
So, and I would always be like, Brandon, man, why you always sitting in that empty pool, bro? But yeah, man, this was like me and his idea. We was working together on it, trying to put the comedians in and this and that. And then unfortunately, things happen, and I was like, man, I was sitting on it for a minute. I was like, man, I got to do this honoring him. So I think I reached out to Rign.
Yeah,
And I said, hey, this and that, let me talk to you. Didn't know her from a bag of chips. I just happened to pop on, I think, Instagram or social media or whatever. She popped up because she was with some other people that I knew. And I was like, all right, hey, this and that and other. We started talking. She was like, all right, cool, da-da-da. And this time it was purposeful because she brought some phenomenal comedians. And it was nothing but females. And I was like...
Yeah, the female comedy out here is strong, you know what I mean? And like, I think I get left out a little bit because I got chin hairs, but it's okay, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because like I be like, so they doing an all-female show, and then you know what I'm saying? Because I haven't been on an all-female show out here. Like, nobody has stepped into me.
What? Remember that one we did?
Yeah, okay. Now I gotta say, she did put me on. She did put me on one you know what I'm saying? Show. But yeah, that's why, because like I was like, I finally get to be with the ladies, because like I'm never, you know what I mean? And I be looking, I'm like, okay, I might have to cut the chin hairs on this one. I don't know, but but it's cool. But no, like it's some phenomenal female. It's a
you an entertainer.
Yeah.
You braid it up, put some beads on it. Change your beads with the season.
Get it locked up one time. Two dreads coming down like
around March 17th with the green ones. Be Irish.
That part. Have a little shell on this one.
That's how I keep a husband, girl. I keep it fancy. I keep it fancy.
Yeah. But no, it's definitely a great scene of females out here that are doing their thing. And matter of fact, on next Thursday, I'm gonna do a show with Miss Quota. Doing this fundraiser show for this lady. She has breast cancer, so we're doing just a little comedy show.
When is it? Where is it? When is
it? It is August the 24th. Doors open at 7. Starts at 8. It's at Chick Chef 77 out in Tempe.
Okay.
It's gonna be a wine and comedy. So if a little chill, laid back, just come and get entertained, get the laughs.
What day of the week is the 24th?
Thursday. Next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Man, look, I'll tell you this, just a little innocent plug. Take some of the you know what I'm saying, the lassos and lives flyers down there. You know what I'm saying? And again, we'll definitely put you on to some other stuff, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's dope. So let me ask you this. Is it hard to do comedy shows out here?
Like to put one on, or it is, but it isn't. You know what I mean? Because it's always so much going on. And that's where, you know what I'm saying, everything like runs together, because you might have a concert, then the Suns is playing, then this, you know what I'm saying? So it's always, so that's the glitch, you know what I'm saying, when it comes. And then like if you have a big A-list comedian coming doing their shows, of course, you know what I mean. So it's a lot of it's competitive.
Right.
That's what I could say. So just knowing the dates and your venue and what you actually working with, definitely you know what I'm saying, make your show a success, or you might have to come back to the table. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Okay. What about you, Rign? Is it hard for you to do shows out here as a female comedian?
As a female comedian, no. I can get on a show. To do shows, I don't put a lot of that effort out there. I have done some, so I'm not really sure how that scheme of things work, and that's because comedy is unfortunately my second show. I teach, and that's my first show. I've been waiting for the Lord to release one to the other. It's a slow process. The Lord is still talking about it. But Brandon invited me to a 420 show. That's what it's getting to. And I accepted it. I looked, I didn't have nothing. I was like, yeah. And it was like on 420. But I didn't know what that was. Because I ain't never smoked weed. Still, you know what I'm saying? So You know, how our parents told us, you know, don't do what I do, you can't smoke weed. Then they had the tray under the, you know, the McDonald's tray under the couch, right? And they push it back and they can't get it. You got to dig. Don't look at it. Mm-hmm. Like, well, this don't make no sense. It's just weed when your roaches fell off. You want me to, They got the clips with the pretty feathers on it, but you ain't supposed to know what these clips is for. So, yeah. So, but I just wanted to, like with my sons, I had boys and I never had no brothers. So I wanted to be able to tell them you can be the popular kid, because that was me, but not do what everybody else do. So it was just a personal thing.
Yeah.
But I got on this show and I'm telling Kels, like, I got a show, it's a 420 show. And she was like, do you know what that is? And I was like, it's a show.
Because Brandon would put some stuff together, though. I did a couple of shows with Brandon, and matter of fact, we did a Thanksgiving show, and we had a great time. And he was calling me, what's the girl's name off of The Harder They Fall? The one chick. Oh man, I can't think of it right now, but like just him, I gravitated to Brandon because once I got here, he like literally took me in. He, you know what I mean, he showed me a lot of things, told me a lot of things, told me who to watch out for, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I appreciated about him. Like, he was definitely a great one. Yeah.
Like I said, you know, this whole thing, Comedy Hours, dedicated to him. You feel what I'm saying? Because again, it was my idea, but it was Brandon who was going to bring the comics. You know what I'm saying? And so, because he had that was his niche. That was
connecting.
Yeah, that was, you know what I mean? So we definitely worked together on making this thing happen. You know what I mean? And I was like, dang, B. And it was funny because I had brought him to my church one time to speak. That boy was sweating like
I bet.
Like a hooker in the room.
But he was nervous. I was like, B, what are you doing? But he then right after he got done speaking, he left off the stage and went home.
Okay, he needs to rest. Nerves was bad. He needed a drink.
I believe it.
And a blunt.
For real, man. I had to go to his house and make sure he was good. Right?
So, in case y'all didn't know, we got watermelon tea and chocolate chip cookies. They taste so buttery.
Yeah, but they so good.
Shout out to Kroger.
Not buttery.
They make them buttery cookies. They know just how we like them. Yeah, that's dope. I did the majority. I can't say that. I've done a lot of church comedy.
Okay.
And the first time, I didn't even realize I said it, but I was on the way, I left the church. It was kind of bad, but I left the church. And that church called me back. Maybe 2 years, 3 years after I had left, and asked me to do comedy. And I was like, ooh, I don't know what kind of setup this is. So my Lord, if this is you, flip me over 3 times. Because if it's not, it's dang sure the devil. So I called my pastor on the way. I thought I had it, but I was so nervous because I had never done a church.
Right.
I'm a customer by nature. That is what I do. And that's my struggle.
Right.
Because what you do behind closed doors, that's on you. But
right.
what you present to the world, I don't want to hinder nobody else walk. You know what I'm saying? You can't do everything I do, just like I can't do everything you do.
Right.
And neither one of us can get away with it. So you just got to kind of watch what you do. So I called my pastor just quick, and I said, Bishop, I'm going to such and such church, and pray that I don't cuss, and just hung up. He was like, oh, it takes a special kind of man to be your pastor. He said, I had to listen to that twice. Like, what'd she say? He was like, so I just did what you told me. I prayed that you don't cuss. Father, don't let her cuss.
Right.
And I didn't. I was glad. But next time I went back, I clowned the pastor. But don't invite me. But churches is the hardest ones to do for me.
Why is that?
Clean. Have to be clean.
The clean. The clean comes easy. Because see, I learned from Lunell. Lunell and Hope Flood told me when I went to their conference. They was like, if you can't do that joke without the cuss words, it ain't funny.
Okay.
Keep writing. So they was like, the cuss word's supposed to put that, but the joke should be funny without it. So I looked
That
at my
makes sense.
sets. Yeah, I looked at my sets and I was like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Bernie can pull them in, pull them out. And so I was like, that makes sense, you know. So figure out a way to make that a dirty joke
funny.
Yeah, and there's some jokes that's just dirty.
Yeah,
That one can't go to the church. But when you know it's a gift, because I would pray every time they ask me, and sometimes God would give me that message that's different than
what you.
I'm like, what I'm not gonna do. But the delivery and the approach would be well accepted, but they was critical. And the world is accepting. So when you step out on the stage full of Caucasians, colonizers, they ready to laugh.
Yeah.
You come out and literally stand there and stare at them for 3 minutes, and they work. They're like, why is she standing?
Yeah.
She's stupid. Yeah. And you just like, no, the mic ain't on. I'm waiting for them to turn on the mic.
Right.
You know, black people be like, okay, it's been a minute.
Hey, what you
Make me laugh.
That part.
Yeah,
Or get up off his stage.
Right, they think everything at the Apollo. They been the Sandman Jotel about it.
Get up off her.
Came to my mind when you was talking about, man, that Sandman at the Apollo.
Yeah.
They'll boo you off that.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely.
Black people will handle you.
But I think. Well, let me ask you guys this, because have you done a show in a church before?
I haven't done a show in a church, but I hosted a album release for a Christian rapper.
Okay. What was his name?
Doctrine is a white boy.
Wait, Doctrine? Christian Black? Yeah, that's my boy.
Okay, yeah, I did this album release. What was it, about 2 years ago? Probably, I think.
At a
44 bar. Yep, I hosted that. Yeah.
Okay.
And I did good. I didn't cuss. I you know, and definitely everybody accepted me. You know, it was a cool little crowd and everything. So yeah. So that was an experience for me, because I was nervous. I was like, I know I'm gonna be in front of a lot of church people. I know it's you know that you know, and then it's gonna be mostly, you know, music, you know, that talking about, you know, Christ and Jesus, you know, everything, and so I'm like, well, because of who I am, it's like, all right, are they gonna really accept me to be up here? And you know, but everything went well. I had a great show, and he enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Everybody did. So,
well, you know, he invited you, so that was already he saw something in your person, and that's just what it is.
Yeah.
We all get these different labels. Like I always say, Rign has a better her reputation is much better than Tammy.
Okay.
Because Tammy will cuss you out, slice you up, and pray about it later. Talking about, Lord, you knew. They should have known. Lord, you know my heart. I will, Lord, you know my heart in a minute, because I will misconstrue the word.
Right.
Talking about Jesus tore up a church. Oh, that ain't how it happened. Well, somebody should have read the whole scripture.
Right. Okay.
Then that means I should have read it for myself. Because that's what it say. Read the word for yourself. Okay, I should have read it for myself. Because you know, it's a slippery slope. But I've walked into places and been invited, and the pastor did not accept it. They knew from the jump he wasn't down for no comedian in the church.
Right.
But y'all invited me here and didn't let me off the hook. Like, only do 10 minutes. Y'all hire me for 20. I'm gonna make y'all stay this painful 20.
Right.
And the heathens is laughing while the bishop is sitting right beside me, because it's their anniversary. He ain't said nothing. But First Lady invited me. Well, then let me in on the joke. You know, you want to. But I went to their convocation.
Okay.
And it was 13 soul churches there. The convocation loved me. So she had me come to their church.
Right.
Her husband wasn't at the convocation. The night I was. So he didn't appreciate it at all.
Yeah.
So they doubled the price on their own, but let me in. Because I was like, I love the same Lord you do.
Right.
Don't spank me and act like my gift ain't a gift.
Right.
You know, so I'm constantly that person, always teaching. That's how I feel. Comics teach. We get to say what we want to say.
We do.
And make you think. Like,
and that's what I do with my comedy. That's why I go by, Lady Fella also. Because just to make people
Lady Fella
aware that even though I'm masking, presenting, and, like I said, I got chin hairs, it doesn't mean that I'm trying to be a man. I am a lady. I'm a woman. I embrace everything about it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And when I see people look at me for my physical and not for who I am really in, I just laugh at them because, y'all missing out on my gifts that, what I'm saying, I know I'm capable of giving you, you know what I mean? So it's a beautiful thing,
well, you original. Because when we did the show, I didn't see the chin hairs. I was weak. I was like, how did I miss the chin hair? Because everybody was like, is that a girl? Is that? I'm like, yeah. They was like, well, how'd she get the chin hairs? And I was like, what chin hair? I'm like, chin hair.
Literally.
Alice was like, damn, how'd I miss that?
So, 15 years old, I started growing these mugs.
Shut up.
Yeah.
They yours.
They mine. I never took a pill, the shot, none of that. You know what I mean? And that's why I love telling my story because
I done took plenty of pills and had plenty of babies. Pills don't work.
It's a trend now, and then they want to know your pronouns. I don't ask me that because I didn't finish English. You know
I was
what I'm
gonna
saying?
say I'm so sick of hearing people talk about pronouns when y'all have no idea what subject verb agreement is. You don't know a proper noun from a common noun. If y'all don't stop because y'all little raggedy children don't know, therefore you don't know.
And it's like, and that's why I'm like, well, if they could come up with all these other little objectives and titles and labels, I'm the lady fella, and that's where I stand in my own. You know what I mean? Because I be looking, I be like, y'all just doing it for the, for the Instagram, or doing it for the followers, or doing it because your best friend, that's what they into. Like, it's wild out here now. It is. I guess that's why I'm single.
Well, that's what our grandmamas had.
They did, though.
All the aunties be down there laying in the lap.
Just plucking them away. Plucking them out. And I used to try, Then I was like, man, I ain't got that dumb as saying.
I'm sure Granny them didn't have that many. I don't think Granny them had that many. But they was down there in the lap, and I used to pray when I passed them. I said, child, I'd be like, please don't let that happen to me. Please don't let that happen to me.
But that's what happened.
But when I was 12, I fell and hit my chin, and I got a little line from where it was, and it grew hair. I was like, dang it. And so I had to pluck that mug.
Follicle open for you.
They be like, don't pluck it, you gonna grow more. So now, just that one, I still got it. But at least he ain't turned gray.
Yeah. I don't know about that. I guess I'll figure that out when the time goes.
Are you in your 30s, 40s? Where you at? Because you can't look at you and tell.
I am late 30s.
Shut up. Yeah. All right.
I'm 80s baby.
Okay. Got them 80 babies up in there. Huh?
I am, definitely. I don't know.
80s was a good time.
It was a beautiful time.
My parents had started smoking crack, so I can't remember a lot of it.
That part. Hey, for real.
I think,
So I didn't even have a name for the first month. No.
When it comes down to comedy right now, man, where do y'all see comedy going within the valley? Like, do y'all see it growing? Do y'all see it expanding? Like, where do y'all see this comedy happening at?
Arizona is big on comedy. There's a lot of comics here. I'm always surprised when people from other states are comics here. Like, why you ain't out there? Mm-hmm. But it's big, and it ain't getting smaller. I don't think they're not gonna shut it down.
Nah,
and now comics are getting recognized.
Yeah.
And starting to go on Saturday Night Live and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's what's up.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though, too. It's you don't have to be on TV anymore, right? You don't have to audition anymore. Now, a lot of these cats are coming from YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Instagram,
TikTok, all that.
Social media. That's where all of them are coming from now, man. And me doing music and being in music school, I seen the growth. Yeah, like I seen the elevation of it. I seen where it started mattering how many followers you have more than how many CDs you were selling. Your downloads was more important than your, you know what I'm saying, how many CDs you had in the store.
You know what?
You dig what I'm saying?
How come you look, since this your major, how come you look prettier than we do? Is it the lighting or the less light? Because over here, it look like my phone is dirty. And then when I put it on
your front camera.
It's clear.
You
the front camera.
You might need to wipe it out.
So which one is the front camera? Oh, this one.
That's who I am.
That's who
part
you are.
just
You shining like a star.
Right, just
okay, I want to
shining.
be on that midnight star. Oh, you right. It was dirty. Look at me. I'm looking good. Girl, Granny got, it's that dang Sofa 8.
Not that Sofa 8.
I be putting it on everything, girl. I just put it up. Granny smell like Sofa 8 on the hands right now.
Sis, my granny.
Girl, I'm a granny up in these streets.
Yeah.
And I don't even have one of them cute names like Honey. Yeah. I was going, my mama said, have my grandkids call me Cookie, and then each one of them give me a little chip, like a different flavor of cookie. So mama's little chocolate chip, my little. I was like, oh, that's dope. But in our family, it's whatever the oldest grandchild calls you, that's your name.
Yeah.
So she didn't call me nothing for a long time. She called me Mom for like 3 years. Then all of a sudden she was like Granny. He was like, oh, not Granny. You hit me with Granny.
And she didn't give you the G mod
Granny
name.
ain't 50 yet. Okay, great. But I want to go by. I was thinking about Big Mama.
Yeah.
But they was making fat jokes. You know what I'm saying?
your
My
ankles
family.
ain't swollen
You know what I'm
yet.
saying? I was like,
Your ankles ain't swollen.
I ain't quite
Yeah, you ain't sliding.
Tom and Jerry. I ain't quite her. And then I want to go by Coco, because I like that movie Coco. I really do.
I watched
You
that
know Granny
a couple
Coco?
of
I
times.
love it. It's so good. I'll be like Grandma Coco. But she, she hard. She's
Nah, for real.
She hard to look at. You know Coco?
It's a Disney
I know
movie.
a couple Coco.
No,
it's
we
a
don't want to
Disney.
hear about that Coco. Not Coco from the West Side, 7th Ave, Buckeye. Hey, everybody, hey.
Nah. I knew a Coco back in high school.
Okay, we're not going to talk about her. We're talking about Coco, the little Mexican movie from Disney.
right.
Now, you're going to have to learn these things, Mr. Baby, on the way.
I was in high school.
But I still watch Disney. Yeah.
That's the bomb.
Hey.
They can have some of
I
my
was in
money.
high school, and man, I never dated women. Well, I dated women my age, but I always dated older women. So one of the women I dated, she was like 22, 23.
Dang.
Right.
When you was in high school?
She was a
I already know what
stripper.
y'all was doing.
So
Right.
nothing.
Okay. It's your story. I'm going to let you stick to it. Amen, minister. I get it.
Nah, but her name was Coco, and I never knew her real name. I just knew her by
Coco the stripper. That's how she had to keep it.
and she would boast and brag about having sex with Ludacris. And I was like, I don't even care. You know what I mean? But I was like, Coco.
Shout out to Ludacris.
Luda.
We already know who you used to do. You and Coco.
Yeah, man, it was crazy, man. So when it comes down to, y'all shows, man, what do y'all got coming up?
Yeah.
Oh, like I said, I got the one on Thursday. I have another show in September. I'm hosting. Well, that's not September. That's next Sunday. What's next Sunday? The 20. All these dates get me. But yeah, I'm hosting a comedy show at Budlocks on Sunday.
Okay, that's your cousin running that, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to
D Bowden and Funny Bone Lounge, that part. And then also, I have a show coming up. I should have had them, man. But yeah, it's in September. I'll be headlining that show, so I'm happy for that. I can't tell you the
how much
detail.
time you getting?
20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, so that's the question I had too.
Yeah.
When it comes down to time limits, right?
Yeah.
Because you see a lot of specials out there where these cats is giving you about an hour.
Yeah.
All right, they giving you a good hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you see other ones up there, they giving you
Yeah,
like
30
30 minutes,
Mhm.
right? So how do you range your stage? Like, how do you get the stage time? You know what I'm saying? How do you range it?
Well, of course, once people start seeing you and they see that you can hold a crowd, You know what I'm saying? It's like, so it'll start off like, oh, I come out, I see you. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put you on my show. See if you can do 7 minutes. You know what I'm saying? You do 7 minutes and you can hold that crowd. Then like the next time I hit you up, I'm like, yo, can you do 10? Mm-hmm. You do a 10 solid, then, you know what I'm saying, just keep growing from just like performing in front of people and showing that you can hold that crowd's attention for that amount of time.
That's right. Yeah.
So I feel like I'm good, you know what I'm saying, with a good 20, maybe 25, you know what I mean, if I'm getting that right energy from the crowd, because it does make a difference if you're getting your energy from the crowd, because if they just sitting there looking at you like, what are you doing, like, why are you here, of course you're not really about to want to keep standing up or look, you know, have them looking at you like. So, you know, I know me personally, when I am in bigger crowds and like bigger venues like Tempe Improv or stand up, I kill it, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then sometimes when I'm like at these other shows like private events or, you know, just a bar club or something, if the crowd ain't, you know, hitting, it's a little hard for me to catch their attention, because of course the two different environments, you have a bar setting, 9 times out of 10 people is at the bar talking, right. They out enjoying themselves, but when you're in those spaces that are for comedy, it's a better, you know, experience for the comedian.
Yeah. That is true. Okay, I don't like doing a bunch of comedy for kids. Mm-hmm. That's I think because I teach kids, and so I don't. Comedy is for me. Like, I can't do y'all. Mm-hmm. So, I talk about y'all. Mm-hmm.
What about with your stage time? How do you range it? Like, are you like she was saying, she's a 25-minute. Like, she can kill a 25-minute set. Like, where are you comfortable at as far as time wise?
I have done an hour because I did. An hour so somebody could chop my jokes. Mm-hmm. So I've done an hour. I now, because I've done it so long, and I know my worth, and so I'll only go and do a short amount of time if I want to check out your venue. Mm-hmm. So somebody invited me to some place like way out, Chandler or something. Mm-hmm. And I've seen people doing it, and I was like, how much time? And he was like, 5 or 7 minutes, and I was like,
the improv.
I'm done. No, I don't even do them no more. Mm-hmm. There was some place over there, he had just opened, but he had been open for like a year, and so I went and did it, but right then, I ain't coming back. I ain't coming back. Yeah. I don't like people that put on a bunch of comedians on for a short amount of time. Like, don't have 10 comedians doing 5 minutes. Yeah, that's dumb.
You barely even
don't
once you
waste
get
my time.
Because
right.
Most of the time, if the comedians that they're getting have overseeded 5 minutes, so you giving 5 minutes is like basically, you know what I mean. It's like giving a little breadcrumb for real, like, you know what I mean? Especially when you know you have way more of 5 minutes of material, you know what I mean?
So like I went to Vegas, I gladly did 5 minutes. You wasn't winning that contest or coming back if you went over the 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. So yeah, right. With those, so it was better for you if you knew your 5 shows. Mm-hmm. But now I'm asking, somebody asked me what I'm coming out for, I immediately say, how much time do I have? And how many comics is going to be on? Mm-hmm. And if they say 7 minutes, I'm like, no, thank you. Because it's not worth my time to come over there for 7 minutes.
But if it was like fresh ground, like with me, if somebody asked me to come to minister somewhere through song, and, you know, I've never been there, it's fresh ground to me, and I'd be like, you know, how many songs you want? Well, you know, do 2. I'm like, all right, cool. Because usually, like, they'll be like, oh, just do 1 song. I'm like, okay, well, I know with that 1 song, I got to come with a banger that they can remember. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and that's why I give people that one time if I've never been to your venue. Right. Mm-hmm. Or most of the time, I'll only do that for a comic. Yeah. So, like, if somebody having their own show, like Tara and her friend Ashley have a show, when they first started, and she called me out, Rain, can you come do 7 minutes? Yeah. It's your show. I'm there. Mm-hmm. I don't matter. Really, I I'm not asking you how much time. Yes, I'm coming to do your show. Because when we first do our shows, we kind of limit it. And we get in the bang for our buck. But I know what I can bring. So even with our show that we're doing, it's like, Rign, you want 10 minutes? I don't do 10 minutes. I don't even do that no more. So mine is 20 that they're doing. I'm doing 15 or more. Like, it is not worth my time to come out. And then I don't really do restaurants no more.
Okay.
That might be a shot in the leg, but like you said, it's that crowd. Like, people singing happy birthday in the back, and they got a right to sing happy birthday because they came here for a birthday party, not a comedy show.
Right. Yeah.
So what are y'all doing? You know, so I've stopped when I first started comedy. So I have to learn what I like and what I don't like. I think about the greats like Bernie Mac. He on a bus doing comedy. You know, you was hungry. That's what you wanted. So everybody got their own. You know, August, she a hustler. She is a hustler. She will hustle any state, anybody. She been writing Eddie Murphy like 30 years. She's finally gonna get that call from Eddie. It might be for his funeral. But August is a hustler, and I respect the hustle. So you just gotta.
That's what I did when I got out here, because nobody knew who I was.
Right.
Literally nobody. I just came and was like, I'm here. What's up? You know what I mean? And
Rign is the auntie grandma of comedy.
Yeah.
The nice guy.
So let me ask you guys this, man, because I meant to ask all the other ones and I didn't, so you guys will be the first ones. You ever had a heckler?
Oh.
Never?
No.
I may come to one of y'all shows a heckler you didn't.
I had one. It was funny.
You are too light skinned for problems like that.
It was funny though, cause like, matter of fact, it was a bar setting. Where was I? It was somewhere around in Scottsdale, and I'm, you know, on stage doing my joke, doing my thing, and dude's up on the balcony saying something, and I just hit him with it, you know what I'm saying, some shit, you know what I'm saying. And I just shut him down right there. Everybody was like, oh, well, you know what I mean? But, because he was trying to come for me, he was drunk, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, when some drunk people, they just start going overboard with it, you know what I mean? But I love when they do that, because, like I said, I'm the lady fella. So I
think they're gonna come for you because you're the lady fella.
And I hit them with something, you know what I'm saying, that they wouldn't be ready for, you know what I mean? Because, I'm quick on my feet with it.
Yeah, what, some like Michael Riff?
I just, I have a good toy for them, sir, if that's, your preference,
Okay. Well, I had a woman walk up on me from the kitchen.
Oh, wow.
And of the establishment I was actually doing comedy for. So it was Sincere show. Remember we had Sincere on? And but he was outside the door talking. And I was already mad because I was like, we can hear y'all talking. So I was gonna get him for that. And then I just told them, like, thank you for this establishment, because I always forget to do that. And then I was like, hey, they got tacos, $3, $4, $5 or something. I was like, that's a deal. And so I went on talking. And then I just heard this woman in my ear. She was like, hey, what you say about my tacos?
Oh, wow. I'm giving props to you.
It shocked me, because I was like, what? Because they didn't have a stage. So she literally just walked up. So I'm mad at my
Was that the one in Mesa?
It was I don't know where we was at. But she just walked right up on me. I was hot. I was like, first of all, y'all don't let nobody walk up on me.
That part.
Because when I turned, I had to catch myself. Because
like somebody right here, like,
don't come up on me like that.
Don't run up on me. So
I just stared at her. And she was staring back at me. So I just turned to the crowd and said, Harpo, who this? And everybody just said it with me. I was like, bounce heifer.
Right. 5.2.
I was like, hot. It's like, they're always surprised when Rign get out of pocket, because Rign is, I have made this persona like I'm the auntie,
cool, calm, collective. Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know where y'all got that from, but I praise Jesus. Yeah. That's what y'all see. I bless the Lord, oh my soul.
You guys, well, hit me with the highest show you had. Like, what the greatest show? Like, hit me with one of your best shows.
Hit me with the hit me with the.
Well, I got to perform for the Pride, so that was definitely a great experience.
Pride?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Arizona Pride, I got to perform this year. Definitely was a bigger crowd that
They so supportive.
Yeah, and it's just it's a different feeling because I really like doing straight crowds instead of the LGBT. I don't even really hang with our LGBT 103. I don't
Please
even
don't
really.
forget the new IA.
That part, period.
Don't
You feel me?
And
So-
just say ... because it's always changing.
I don't know, cause like I don't get into those labels in that world, so it's like hard for me to really, you know what I'm saying, fit in with them. I fit in mostly with heterosexuals, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is me. So I don't know how, but it was a great experience just to be in front of, that type of crowd and that magnitude and doing it something for, that big, like, cause I ain't never think, and like I said, I ain't know nobody out here. They just reached out, was like, "Hey, you want to do Pride?" I'm like, "Yeah, you know what I mean." I appreciate the opportunity. So definitely was a dope experience doing the Pride.
Can you put in a word for me? I would like to do Pride.
Okay.
Because I want to take the Rainbow Back Coalition. I'm be mad that we can't wave the rainbow. That's why I'm all up in this tie-dye. I'm like, I'm taking it back.
Okay.
One color at a time. That's right. Talking about, look, people, I'm wearing it too.
Solid.
Give me your best show.
My best shows have been, the most fulfilling is church when I see the turn. I'm gonna be honest, that's the best. I used to want to be a choir director when I was a kid. Cause you know how you watch the choir director's nails? That was before nails was in, so them was real. But I used to love it. So when I did that convention, they did this cute, like all the pastors and pastors' wives came in, they was like rolling around, they was dancing, like real dance, and I was like, I'm loving this. So when I went out, the band played music for the comedian. So then I looked at them and was like, stop. And I was like, oh, too much power. So I was like, hey, I've always wanted to be a choir director. Let's do it, fellas. So I was directing the choir.
You got to do it, right.
I got too much power up in this church. So I really liked that. And I liked one time this church I went to was a women's thing, and they invited me. They knew I was coming, and when I came through the door, they was about to eat lunch. They didn't have no chairs, and I was like, okay. So I'm supposed to stand? They was like, oh, we about to eat. People gonna come to their seats. We'll see what's left. And I was like,
yeah.
Are y'all for real right now? I was like, am I being punk, Ashley?
But you are a stand-up comedian.
Right, I was like, but I'm old. I'm like, don't make Granny come out. So they didn't give me a seat. I go outside, I call my best friend, my godmom. I'm like, hey, I'm about to leave, but they were coming to see me at this one. I'm like, I'm about to go. Because these people rude, I'm about to cuss, I already know, I'm not feeling this. And the message I had, I didn't want to give. So I was like, I'm cool. So I go back in so I can find them a seat. So I move around. I asked a man, I'm like, hey, can you find me a seat? Blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, I put 2 seats to the side. And they're like, are you going to eat? Because, do you have a ticket? I was like, no, I don't eat. I'm not going to eat. Because I'm just like, I cannot believe how they're treating me. I ain't got no water. I was like, y'all invite me. Y'all paying me to be here. And this is how y'all treating me.
Yeah.
So my godmom come in. They say, hey, and they ask her name. She say she Minister Marilyn Jenkins. She come in. As soon as they hear Minister, they, oh, you got a chair? She said, my God, baby, got me a chair already. She said, what a chair? I was like, right here. They in the corner right by me. So they sit down. They bring her water and fruit. I'm tripping because I'm like, I invited her.
Right.
Y'all invited me. I go up there and I let them know. How y'all have a women's conference and talk about how y'all need to love women, and y'all treated me like crap. I said, I couldn't get a chair up in here. I could not get a chair up in here. I had to ask several people and steal chairs. was like, I'm cool on y'all. So I blasted them in the nicest of common ways. They laughed, they cried, and they thanked.
That part.
That's that most fulfilling to me. But I can honestly say one of my proudest times was probably in Vegas. I did 5 minutes of comedy for about a crowd of 200.
That's dope.
And I won the contest. That I didn't even go there to win. I just wanted to perform.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I know I'm the. I really do.
So
Bitch is gifted.
Let me ask you this then. What was your worst show?
Ooh, I already know that one.
What was your worst?
It was at C's. Is that what you call it? Yeah, Team C's. What was that?
Seven.
Yeah, right here. What was that called? Club Central.
Oh, okay.
It was Club Central down there in the little down part.
I got you.
And I don't know why we were doing that. Yeah,
I got you. Yeah.
Tim, So we went down there. Tennessee. We went down there, and I seen some girls I didn't really like from the hood. And they was giving me eyes. I was giving them eyes, and so I wasn't nervous. And I was like, that's unusual. I'm not nervous because I was on that mad energy. And so I went up there, and I didn't have a good show. I don't think I produced a good show.
Yeah.
So I was like, now I know. If I ain't nervous, there's a problem. Houston, tap in, figure it out.
Right.
Because you need to have a little bit of nervous.
You do. You have to have
so
that
I usually
nerve.
work the crowd. I go in, I talk to people. I don't sit in the green room, none of that. I'm a fan of comedy. That's what brought me here.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm funny by nature, but I'm a fan of comedy. Okay. Comedy. I want to see every comic. Good, bad, and ugly. So that's what gives me high and gives me that energy. No, I like to sit out. I ain't gonna sit in the green room like I'm special. I need to be out there with the people. So when I go up, they're like, that's the woman that bit our chicken wings. That's the one that has us for the dipping sauce.
Right?
Yeah, that's me.
What about you? What was your worst show?
Ooh. I would have to say my worst show.
Said she never met you.
Who?
Tara Shakespeare.
Yeah, she did. We did a show together, girl. Quit playing with me today.
Oh, maybe she wasn't talking about you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we did all that. Yeah. But my worst show, I would have to say, was just like recent. I was coming back from my accident, getting back on stage, and I still wasn't all the way me because I still was going through mental, what I'm saying, healing also through that. And I felt it. I felt the difference. I was like, I wasn't hitting my jokes. The timing wasn't coming right. I was like, yo, this is not, what I'm saying? Well, thank you for your laughs. I'm gone, you know what I mean? That's all I had, basically, because it's a lot, with actually doing comedy and living life. Because you have all this, like you said, you weren't nervous because you had other things on your mind. And when you have other things on your mind, it is real hard to concentrate and focus on your set and trying to, actually, perform for the people that, what you're trying to do. So it's definitely a mental battle when as a comedian, like, for real. So if you're not all the way up to par and you like, yo, something might have been going on with that, that comedian, you never know. So that's what I've learned, and I'm learning. Like I said, I haven't been in the game as long as, right? But it's always, you still gonna learn. You still, when you think you're like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm making it here, something gonna hit you and be like, dang, the time that you may be able to spend on your craft, or life situation, health, family problems, all that, like, takes a toll on a comedian, and a lot of people don't be understanding that too, So yeah, that's my recent one. It was at the Womack. I was like,
I've never done the Womack.
Yeah, it's a nice venue.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, it's a nice venue. They ain't got too much food,
So we got something in common. We realized tonight. I see Miss Kimberly on here.
That boy. Aziza, what's up?
Kelsey said we are still learning, Queen. Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still learning.
Still learning. Still learning.
Learning the craft.
And before we jump off here, I want you to, if anybody that listens to this want to be a comedian, what is something that you would tell them to encourage them about?
Step out there. Get yourself 5 minutes of something to say, and literally time yourself. Practice it and step out there. My best friend lied to me and said she put me on a show. When I got there, I learned that it was an open mic. So I could have punked out at any time. I didn't know that ahead of time. She knew not to tell me.
Right.
But I just go for it. But I asked Z. We saw the Divas.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's why I'm like, what happened? I ain't part of the lady crew. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what? That just happened to be. We just happened to get this opportunity because he called me and I just invited 3 women because he said he had like 4 mics. So I didn't want us.
Well, next time, don't forget these titties right here.
Okay.
I'm telling you. Hey, you can't get this milk with wick, so you did. You can't get the milk with wick, so you know. No voucher or EBT.
Okay.
But just come holler at me. For real. They come holler at me.
And please do not sell your food stamps to me.
On the low.
Okay.
So what about you? What can you tell somebody who wants to jump into comedy?
Basically the same thing, right? So just do it. Like I said, my friend told me go find a mic. I went and found a mic, and I've been rocking since then. Like literally, just taking that first step, just to seeing that you can do it. Because once you see that you can do it, and when you go do it, and you seeing other people that you like, yo, I'm more, I'm funnier than they are. You like, well, if they doing it, I can do it. You know what I mean? So they say 80% of it is just showing up. So just show up, and everything else will flow. You know what I mean? Real talk.
My boy Mike Cox said he likes your voice.
Well, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's a Newport. You feel me?
That's all right.
The Newports got me together one time. Yeah.
Well, I love it, man. Well, look, I appreciate
okay, I didn't say what I got coming up.
Oh, you did?
No, I did not. Okay, y'all, on the 29th. 30th. On the 30th of August, we doing the pre-rodeo comedy show at the House of Comedy. It's only $10. Y'all come get this funny. All women, beautiful black women cast. It's gonna be awesome. We are ready for it. And on October 14th, I am in my first play. So
shout out to Miss Kimberly.
That's right,
Hey,
Miss
boo.
Kimberly.
Wait, Kimberly, what's Kimberly's nickname or?
Mother Spitfire.
Yeah, Mother
okay,
Spitfire. So we gonna have Mother Spitfire here.
You definitely.
Mother, we need you to come
Mother
out.
Spitfire.
All right, so next Thursday we'll have Spitfire. You can come back.
Okay.
Yeah, I know Spitfire.
Because T done plays with
I didn't
Kimberly.
plays the.
This is my first play.
The
so
backstabbing helper and
I like that. I need to see that one.
and I did a movie too, the Shattered Diamond.
Okay, this is Unveiled Hearts. So y'all come and get this funny.
So definitely been working. Like I said, I've been connecting with whoever, however I can, just making, you know what I'm saying. So like,
So we can murder these streets.
Just grind it, and find your lane, and don't worry about where everybody else is like, thinking or trying to. Just stay in your lane. Everything can come.
I appreciate it so much, but again,
you
man,
look tired.
Nah, I'm good, man. It's been one of them days, though. But it's been
just
relaxing.
One of them days.
And I appreciate
He's having a
the Arizona
moment.
Informant for having me, and they on the podcast tonight.
That's right.
It is it is the oldest black newspaper in AZ.
Still
Black
going.
Power, solid. And because I'm doing it because my cousin, she's part of the new Black Panther Party in Kentucky.
Okay.
All right,
They do
all
a
right.
lot of stuff, you know what I mean?
Word.
So
You gotta connect with
yeah, almost definitely Homo Ali. You feel me?
love
With the great, baby.
Yeah,
I
love it, man.
Louisville, baby. What the hell? And I was like, man.
I love it, man. But again, come out and check out the comedy show Lassos and Labs, man. August 30th. It's going down. We got some of the funniest comedians here in the Valley. All female black crew. It's going to be so dope, man. It's a pre-show to the rodeo that's going down September 1st and 2nd. The comedy show happens August 30th. Come out, man. Come support it, man. This is going to be by far one of the best things that's going to kick off the rodeo this time, this year, and hopefully next year. So again, I appreciate you guys stopping by, man. We'll see you next time here on the Comedy Hour.
There you go. Get it.
Hey, babe.
It will be my brother.